So we're still working on that never-ending PR. It's been in progress now. Let's look at Chrome for 6 days, so coming up on a week. A lot of commits. How many commits now? 24 commits. Um, I think the good news is that we've got it in a place where we have not. There's still a crash in the garbage collector, but it's living through almost all the unit tests now. But if you run like cargo run -L classes like I source bench scripts bench all, so it'll build and then okay, so it crashed right away. Sometimes it'll live for a little while. And it looks like frames are being connected, are being garbage collected. Stack frames on the super collider stack are being garbage collected, or at least parts of the frames are being collected. So the crash that you'll see was like, yes, I still have to clean up all the warnings. Oh boy. Wow, it doesn't even survive through the scroll back, I don't think. It's bad. It's the same warning over and over again. The same couple of ones. So see how we're living a little bit longer this time. We're running peaceably along. But it will eventually crash. So, but you know, this PR was to fix. I already feel like the scope creep on this PR is incredible, and so my inclination is to just. I was like, okay, like it's living long enough that I think it'll pass the unit test, and it does almost pass all of them. It just runs, it crashes on one, and so the focus is fixing this one, and then cleaning up the mess and getting this PR ready for submission. And then, of course, obviously, the very next thing that we're going to work on is going to be the garbage collector crash that seems to be a little bit harder to hunt down. But or maybe we get lucky and this is that crash and like and it's repo for that crash and you know and we can go on our merry way. But I have a feeling that since I've already fixed a number of bugs in the garbage collector, I have a feeling that you know we're not done fixing those bugs yet. I'm gonna clean up some tabs here because this has gotten just a little bit nutty. Okay, all right. So this is in GC unit test, and it is this linked alloc. And what's happening is that the test fails. Let's change this target. We need a new configuration for this. Just test copy test lang, we'll call it. Oops, we need to edit this. And it's just minus p lang. Okay. And then I think we could even just do this test alloc, but I don't want to mess with it. So let's run this, and you'll see it again here. Get the error message into our UI. One test failed, everything else is fine. It's always that one test. All right, so, and it's basically saying, okay, so this is actually a panic. Sometimes, no, it's an assert. Yeah, assert, I added this assert on line 53. So this assert is saying, hey, so what is this test doing? It's making a linked list, right, of elements. So it makes, let's look at the link data structure, which is defined right up here. It has one member, next, which is an edge to a link. So this is a classical linked list with no storage. It's just an element with a pointer to a next element. So I make one with no pointer, with a null pointer. Oh, that's making laying. I make one with nothing. This is this link default makes one with nothing. And then I do a garbage collection. And then I make one with, I make a new one and I replace head with a new SC that has a link to the old edge. And this is interesting. In fact, I wonder if, oh, it'll be none. Actually, I'm curious though if laying itself, if head has itself been head dot is some. I'm curious. That is some. And with oh yeah, no lane. Head dot edge. It's private. Ugh. Okay, head can expose is some or is none. I see lane can expose is none or is none. I think that's useful. It does expose it. Ah, so this should let's move this to the right. What is heads type? It's an SC link. Oh no, that's SC. We're going to expose both of these. There's none and there's some. And then we're just going to call it on the edge. Because the edge is private. There we go. There you are. There it is. Okay. So we're just saying, hey, you need to be something. Lang needs to survive. Head needs to survive. As it is in an SC. ASC. Okay. Let me put this around. All right. So let's run this test. I'm curious if this line 47 will crash. Why is that in fuzz tests? That's really weird. I don't think that's a correct parsing of this test tree, but assertion failed. Okay, so this, we lived until line 56. So here we go. So Lang, head and okay on that. Nope. Line 58. So Lang is some. 58. So And now, here's the thing. If I if I comment this out and run it, it will live until all the way till the end. we can re-enable these because we're not none of them are like we already are. We have found the bug earlier. Okay. Whoa, wait a second. Wait a second. All right, so this assertion is still failing. Line 58 is still failing. But notice I turned this off. I had that commented out, I think, and I run this. Okay. So it's happening. So I commented out laying forceless connection, and then we don't fail until here. Okay, we're gonna. Okay, interesting. And then one more time. Do it 5 times. Okay, so the only thing I've thought to do is to debug this, is to just step through it with a debugger. I don't really have any smart answers otherwise. Oh boy. So the only way I know how to tell it to just build the unit tests minus p lang is to let it fail, and then it'll say. But if you say minus test runtime gc, like this doesn't work. If I say, oh, I need to switch over to term. If I say runtime gc unit test link dollar, it's just going to be like cargo test 1 unit test. Oh, thanks AI. Is it really that easy? I just say it really is that easy. Thank you, cargo. That's not so bad. Okay. So the command is cargo test this one little unit test. And I go into rust rover. And I say there you have it. Okay. Let's try it. Man. Build. config this. It's not gonna like this. I knew this was gonna be a fight. Yep. And if I go minus P, if I go dash dash lib, okay, dash P dash dash lib. So the way you do this is you say minus P lang, that's not so bad again, minus P lang, minus P lang, dash dash lib, and then you run it. Okay. Try now. Boom. Okay. So we made a new thing. We made a new lang. We make a new head. We do a forceful collection. This should be really trivial. Step into. What? What? Really? No. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's that bug. I was just calling the wrong function. This is copy pasta. Yeah. Okay. All right. I was ready to pull out the big guns. I was getting all fearful, like, no, that's just, you know. Okay. I guess it's time to clean up the build errors. Let's just get all the errors fresh. You still got to fix bench too, by the way. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's make a checklist. Build errors, bench. Okay. Let's go over to warnings, clean up, fix benchmarks, fix SC lane, benches, SE lane, we'll see, comment. Okay, back to Restover. We're just gonna build you. Okay, this is a weird one. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Rename. I knew I was going to think of more stuff. Module. That should probably go before that anyway. All right, back to Restover. I think this is done. crate. Honestly, I think library could just be pubcrate itself, and then you don't have no, you made it pubcrate, and so now you have to make all these things pubcrate. This is fine. Pubcrate. Object. You don't need this. That. I think you're going to get an error that the trade is no. No, you still need braces. Stuff is unused. Create. Grab crate and friends so that we can just drop it. Seems like we are using it a lot. I need that, whatever that hint is. Just show me the code. Now Clippy's gonna be like, oh, all these things are redundant. Watch. All this happened because I used all this happened because I used I made Edge private or crate only, which was absolutely the right call, but I had no idea it was going to cause this like cascade of just build failures. No, it shouldn't be. No. No, it's not. Oh, great. Dag. Okay. Shouldn't be anyway. Yeah, I know. Take it back. Shouldn't be. Come over here. Yeah, no, these should be public. Create. Yeah. There. 323 warnings. Game. Block. This thing is crate only. How about now? I have a feeling I'm gonna regret going through and doing all this. Yep. At some point, feels like the kind of thing that you end up rewriting later on. You're like sad. You're like, oh, you know, remember when I was like, hey, let's try an experiment. Do I have to redundant to specify over here? Does that get everyone to shut up about the methods, the members? Okay. We are, no. Oh, these have to be declared independently because um, $271. Getting there. Should be fine. the unit tests are going to be so mad at me. Let's see. Error formatter. Yeah, that's fine. It's unused anyway. Spilled. Okay, cool. Got away with it. Any function outside the scope of interpreter. We'll let the compiler tell me. Great. 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 Use built-in. Oh, you're over here. Upgrading them. That's fine. 250 warnings. No. No. These have to be. That really should be named new from built-in. Yeah, I know. Let's see if that cleans it up. Yeah, you don't need anything in here. Nobody's using it at set. There might be stuff that has to use nobody's using typed iter. We call it though. Oh, it's just nobody's. No. Who cares about the type? Not used it internally, but built in Oh, well then you don't need to. There you go. Okay. Yeah. Build. Great. Class. Great. Use class. I have a feeling let's just save ourselves some time and generate all these. These aren't for you. Why is this pub? What are you mad about? What are you mad about this? So you have to go over to raw array, which is, oops, great. Great. Yeah, there's gotta be a smart way to do this. But I'm just gonna keep grinding. or matter. Nope, these have to be public. But what are you getting? Okay. Yeah. You have to be able to dereference stuff. So, interesting. That's cool. Okay. So what was the complaint? SE-Lang now is private, and SE-Lang cannot be private, honestly. I think it has to be, because if you're going to use these things, then yeah, it has to be. Symbol cannot be. Yeah, symbol cannot be private either. I don't think. But, great. 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 What's this? Oh, that's the garbage collection for symbols. I bet you $1 million. Oh. Okay. Close. This actually turned out to be a bad idea. Well, I don't know. We're going to probably change our mind on this. But what happens if we just say, you know what? I don't need to know about any of this stuff. Builds. Gone. You don't need me anymore. Nope. I lost my crate. Really? Nope. Maybe we're just calling it directly. Fine. Screw it. It's better anyway. Yeah, that was aspirational. Okay. No. We're just building everything. Yeah. Cool. I'm for it. All this line diff. I think you went ahead and implemented that in, okay, cool. Type data. Now it's going to be like the traits never used. Okay. Oopsie doopsies. Oh. There we are. Let's kill it. Okay. We're deleting so much code. Okay. Lang. 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 Oh my god. Because I had to wrap every single one of these unit tests in an entirely new instance of the language. Woo! Could probably just do find and replace. But why work smart when I'm okay? I'm going to do find and replace. Lang with lang, comma, yeah. Find and replace. Find file. No, just find and replace. All right, we're going to find lang with lang. And we're going to replace it with lang with lang. Replace all. Boom. Yeah, fine. We don't compute it. We don't maintain it. We don't need it. We don't care. Oh, you had this deleted code. That's neat. Can we put it back? Haha. Actually, don't need it. Playing. There. Got it. Okay. Class index. Copy. This should be what class index? Yeah. Okay, yeah. We don't care about it anymore. I do feel like there's a lot of work that I'm going to end up redoing. Like just, yeah. Put you back. Fine. Okay. There's the old find and replace. Replace. Same thing. Oh, okay. Oh, you're even. Maybe some of these actually don't need it. Alright, let's build. Cool. Wow, a lot of crap. Okay. Build, build, build. Six. This one, I think you could do the standard jobby on. Yep. Okay. which is redundant, I believe. Okay, I need build.rs. I need variable length. This is in fuzz. Build errors, build fuzz. Build fuzz. So in our generated code here, I imagine, we need to do that. Build. Okay. Warnings, unused variables, so it's also in Sparkler. Sparkler, eval just down. I think I did these in alphabetical order. Okay. Warnings cleanup. Yeah. Dead code removal too. Cool. Okay. Now I have a feeling Clippy. I'm gonna check off no. Let's go to Chrome. I'm gonna check off this in the checkup. Okay. I think we should rename Lang module to something else. And other Clippy errors. But basically that's going to be the big one. Because if I go switch to term, it's going to run Clippy, and Clippy's going to be like, oh no. Okay. It's interesting. Wasn't that caught before? Binding.rs. Huh. What are you testing here? It should be everything. Huh. Oh, this is Clippy. Okay, cool. Oh, it's already a deref. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Module inception. Const ref cell new none. Just put a const blocker on this. Cool. That just calls new. Okay. Fine, Clippy. Fine. Okay. How do you like me now? You're going to talk about module inception. And now we have to make a decision. What are we going to name Lang? Because, and then we're going to have to change it everywhere. Clippy's other grumps. Resolve. Every time. Okay. 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 Clean up some tabs. Anything to delay the situation a little further. I had thought API. And that we stop re-importing that stuff at the lib level. Actually, I don't think it's going to be that big of a refactor. I think we could just name it API. Because we're already, here's the thing, right? We go down here, and this is where we're saying pub use Lang, everything in Lang. So we're sort of so I think, yeah, I think we could say API. We're going to try this. Rename API. Refactor. Pubmod API. Mod API. Pub use Lang API star. There you have it. Pub use API, pub use API post. How come that stuff isn't? Oh, you are in Lang now. Oh, you still aren't calling that thing internally. The Lang object, yeah. Yeah, I think that should work. Object. Fine. We're trying this out, seeing how it feels. thought that refactor was going to do a lot more stuff. That's a weird. Yeah, I don't love it. This whole thing needs a redesign, but I think that the point now really is just to stop the bleeding and get it clean enough, and then I think we can go back through and be a lot more critical and evolve the API over time. But this was some very painful tech debt to pay down, but I think it'll hopefully make the interface a lot more clear. And the 4 uses here. That's it, I think. Okay, I've got warning 2. Huh. I don't buy that. I buy symbol table. I think we're calling the GC directly. Are we? That's really bad. GC unit test. Oh, this thing is just bugging, broken. Okay. I think we could just find and replace all instances of lane with case sensitive, please. Yeah. API. That's all. Try me now. Same thing. Same thing here. I don't think 180 uses of that. Let's take a peek. Yeah. A lot of tests in here. They're good. I think a lot of them are sort of change detectors, which sucks, but in the long term, they might just get deleted. because I think the importance of integration testing is really come back here. While I was moving on to the next era, I was like, yep, we're going to come back here. Fine, everything old is new again, baby. Okay. We have placated Clippy. We have pleased our Clippy overlords. Okay. All that is left is to make sclang.rs compile again. Cargo bench minus bench sclang minus L. Users. Oh, come on. Why is tab completion so painful? Oh my god. Okay, screw you. No. Source bench classes. No, you don't need anything else. I don't think it's building right now. Because things have. We've written the API a couple of times since then. Yep. What do we get? Okay. Yeah. We can close all this other crap. Is it done? We're done with you. It's always for now, but yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's no interpreter. And you don't get a source file either. How you like me now? clone. The name is string from SE file .to.unwrap. And the bytes are just bytes. That's it. Yeah, nope. That one's bad too. Okay. No. Just give me domain. Oh, let domain equal. How about that? Okay. What else are you mad about? Edge. Oh, okay. Full line. New domain. Line.clone. Bench.name.string. String. Back from slice. Bench. Source.as bytes. Well. Okay. Okay, yeah, we're good. Those things are still unused, so we can get rid of them. Okay, we are running. We will probably crash at some point, but let's get rid of the 640 reclaimed bytes. It's better than 0. Use length. Okay. Okay, cool. What bytes is this? 44 megabytes of allocated memory, of which we have reclaimed 640 bytes and no objects. So that's just array. They lag. You're not like forcing a full collection or anything. So okay, but bench builds, which was the point. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Cargo format. CI. Let it run again. Okay. This will be interesting. There might be some web stuff that we forgot to clean up. And WASM build. Okay. Okay. tests are running. Buzzer is running. Sparkler is running. No, expect any changes there. Okay. Okay. Oh, whole thing. Yeah, we're getting, they upgraded everything, so Chrome drivers probably, I don't know. It's downloading Firefox. Oh boy. Then we got a new Microsoft. And then Chrome driver is going to break. Yep, Chrome driver not open. It's done. You have to xadder run it every time they update it. No, it's just not good. Okay, get started. All right. New fixed benchmarks build. See SE Lang bench builds. Push origin. Hello. This one. Okay. All right. Switching gears. Prove. Let's see how it's doing on Linux. Okay, downloading our Rust tool chain because we had to be special and have a special fancy Rust tool chain. What? Really? This seems unusually slow. Like weirdly slow. What are you doing? Okay. This might mean that our build server is down and that we've... Okay, no. Okay, alright, cool. Okay, now we got through the tests. Cool. Okay. I feel like when I'm looking at it, it's not moving, and then I get distracted, then look at something else, and then it moves. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a typical build time. And then web usually takes around 10 minutes. A little under. We're going to have the hello. Wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, npm. I think the Woodpecker server itself seems like it's running a little slow today. We are testing stuff. We are testing stuff. I think we're testing stuff. Blah, blah. Oh, LinkedIn TypeScript code. Boom. Done. We're happy. Tests are done. Pipeline's approved and passed. I think we can officially, yeah. Okay. Merge it. Save, I think. Oh, the other thing we were going to do is try to do like a little bit of a line by line review of this thing. But I think at this point, like, good God, it's just kind of, you know, I started a fire. I refactored a lot of stuff. I think there's some dumb stuff going on in here now, certainly. But, you know, I don't know what else to tell you. You know, this is a PR that we're going to be dealing with. 5939 additions. So we're turning over almost 6,000 lines. And to get a sense of perspective, dash name, there's a way to do this to sum. I think sum is sum the command. Yeah, okay, so I think what you do is you go finds.name, find in, finds dot dash name, star.rs, minus exec, wc dash l, pipe to sum. Oh yeah, I think we got this thing. You need this thing. So 11,516 at 12 lines. I don't know what the 12. 11,516 lines. I'm going to believe is the thing. And so if I run a calculator, 5,600, 5,900, 5,900 out of 11,516. So this touched a little bit more than half, 51% of the repository of the Rust code in the repository has been altered. So yeah, a lot of code. You know, and it doesn't even fix all of the GC bugs. We still got a big one. Oh well, it's in. Oof. Just some cleanup. Okay, cool. Wow. Ay, 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 ay. I mean, we still have this. The obvious next thing to work on is this remaining crash in the garbage collector. We seem, and I have a suspicion. Okay, I have a suspicion that it's this, which is that. Let's look at function.rs. Okay, here we go. It's on these built-ins. Is my suspicion. Instance. Is instant a good example? Okay. So we get this top frame, we pop it. This is an edge, and we've removed it from this frame stack. And call borrow mute, pop down unwrap, instant. So we make an instant, we make a frame. It's got we make this frame, we init args, and then we add it to the frame stack. So you know, there's the traceability of this thing. And then we create another frame, and then we're good. Yeah? So I had thought maybe sometimes we were relying on top frame to be persistent across the function boundary, but then I realized that, like, no, the way these functions work, I mean, you know, if they want something on the frame, they push it, but the assumption is, like, you know, nothing will live outside of this function, which is because GC, you know, collect could get called and likely will get called, do work, likely will get called. But here's what's happening. Let's run, just run minus L, bench classes, minus I, bench scripts, bench all. Okay, so, and no, let's build this with minus profile release. Yeah, okay. Because we're actually benchmarking it. It takes a minute to get to the, well, sometimes it crashes immediately, sometimes it doesn't. We're doing memory consumption. Consumption's climbing. Hadron using 6.2. 6.2. Holding steady. Oh, that's lovely. You love to see it. Yeah. It is not eating gobs and gobs and gobs of memory. Well, that's CPU. CPU consumption. Okay, it doesn't even register on the top memory consumers. Well, because Chrome's eating up 11 gigabytes of RAM. But okay. All right. Yep. And this is what happens. Yeah. We can actually run this though. We can run this in a debugger, or just run it in general and get the nice backtrace because they run. Yeah. JSON diagnostic rendered ANSI profile dev. It'll be slow. Oh, crashed right away this time. So this is where we are. We're inside of ling.borrow. So lang is null. Oh, well, that's a. Where is it? Who was calling it? Okay. So this one's actually just needing to print out an error. Clone. Where's this API with? No. You're you're outside, so you don't have to use API. Hang with unused lane. Be mad about that? Oh my god. I'm so confused now. I don't know why. Yeah. No. Where's the change that you made? I'm so confused. Okay. So we're missing okay. Can we close the terminal? So that we can actually see what we're looking at here. Okay, so you're saying report kind error, laying with this thing, what is 0.0? Oh, that's the span. It's outside the... What is the old code? Span. A span. So you need to actually make this a span. Like this. Then that closes that. Then you send the message. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay. Let's try running it again. I'm trying to be very strict and like not start to optimize Hadron until like I have a lot more stuff in order. But golly, just the cycle time on some of these bug fixes is just like long. It's long. Oh. I'm so glad to get that giant PR out of the way, though. Oh. Oy, oy, oy. I was a bear. Just kept going. I just kept finding new messes to clean up. I don't think that garbage collection. We'll let this cook for a minute. Okay, we survived. We survived one. Oh my god. Let's take up another core and some more memory and see if we can do this with a slightly better profile. Cargo build, cargo run. Benches, classes, minus I, benches, scripts, bench all. See? Didn't have to wait at all. That's interesting. You don't want to see the back toys. So in here. Looking at my memory consumption. Don't see. Rust. Go. Here. Pop. So I do feel like memory consumption is growing, you know. But not, not nearly at the rate that it was growing at. Mm. Wait, is this whole thing within a... This is the one area. Where do we go lane with? The cache. Okay. Cool. No, that's not going to work. Lane, get to lane. I don't need this lane width anymore. And get rid of this one. And then you can go inside here. And you can say... this thing. Here. There you go. Yeah. Jeez. Don't care. Oh, we hit it. Option unwrap on a none value. Yep. So where are we? I want to start keeping a notes of where we're crashing, but I don't think it's entirely deterministic. Like I think if I just run list, let's say prefix equal. Like I suspect that, like, you know. But where do we die inside? We reside inside a make frame. Inside of the while continuation. Okay, let's go look at the while loop. Let's go look at the while loop. I don't care. here, I think. Well, continuation. So we call this guy. We say, hey, give me this frame. I'm going to add a frame, copying this frame. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this hack, which I have a big sign saying, don't do this anymore. The to-do in here. The to-do? What's the to-do? Yeah. That might be the thing. This isn't surviving the garbage collector now. That might be the case. Let's back to the term. See if it crashed. No? Why are you so slow? Oh my god. This is the list benchmark. Yeah, see, it survived. After 156 seconds. Ugh. I won't show you the row types for SC-Lane right now because I will depress myself. Okay. Quarter, I've started another PR, which is fun. Oh, but I think that's probably enough streaming for today. And come back another day. Big accomplishment today. That's really exciting, which is just getting through the last of the build errors and warnings and unit test failures on Hadron. This is much more interesting now, I think, is the sort of exploratory, like what is going on. I definitely think I have a suspect here in the functions in function, but I think I can also get it to crash in other places. And I think I just kind of need to like run it a bunch and fix crashes as I go. But the problem is repro, then they like go away. And so when I run and release, you don't get a good stack trace, I don't think. But at least it's much faster. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Yep. Non-determinism. Yeah. Okay, now we've got pretty good. Okay. All right. Okay. Now it seems like it's consistently producing. I just had to sing a a complaint to it that it was non-deterministic. And okay, sweet. Well, we're gonna switch back. Thanks everybody. If you're watching this later, please remember to like and subscribe. Leave feedback, as long as you're kind. Very interested to hear that. But I understand that probably for most audience members, this is as boring as watching paint dry right now. But like, the point is to get it's an opportunity for other people working on Hadron, which happens occasionally, to drop by, and also to maybe try to attract some volunteers to Hadron. And I also find that it's like a good focus tool for me, just to kind of like look at code and sort of talk through it and stuff. I find this useful. I think I'll have to be streaming for a while before I can find whatever people on the internet think that this is useful too. But I'll keep going because I'm having fun and learning new things. Anyway.